This title is narrated with virtual voice computer-generated narration for audiobooks. 200 Conspiracy Theories by Nova Harrow. 200 Conspiracy Theories. Chapter 1. The Moon Landing Hoax. One small step for man, one giant leap for conspiracy theories. When Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon in 1969, the world watched in awe. It was the ultimate triumph of science, courage, and human ambition. But not everyone was convinced. Within a few short years, whispers began to spread. What if it was all a lie? What if NASA faked the entire thing on a Hollywood soundstage? This is one of the most enduring conspiracy theories of all time. One that refuses to die, no matter how many times it's debunked. The story. The moon landing hoax theory began gaining traction in the early 1970s, around the time of growing public distrust in the US government following the Vietnam War and Watergate. A book called We Never Went to the Moon, America's $30 Billion Swindle, 1974, by Bill Kaysing poured rocket fuel on the idea. Kaysing, who had once worked for a NASA contractor, claimed that the Apollo missions were filmed on Earth and that NASA staged the event to win the space race against the Soviet Union. According to believers, there were countless clues hidden in the footage. They pointed to the way the flag appeared to wave, even though there's no wind on the moon, the odd lighting and shadows, and the fact that stars weren't visible in the black lunar sky. Some said Stanley Kubrick, the director of 2001, A Space Odyssey, had secretly been hired to film the fake moon landing because his space scenes looked so realistic. It was the perfect conspiracy cocktail: cutting-edge technology, Cold War politics, and a government people already suspected of hiding things. Over the decades, new waves of believers have appeared, especially online, spreading the idea that the whole thing was an elaborate hoax pulled off by a desperate NASA. The evidence, or lack of it. Scientists, engineers, and even amateur astronomers have spent decades explaining why the clues don't hold up. The flag waving? It wasn't blowing in the wind. It had a metal rod along the top to hold it open, and the motion seen was simply from being twisted during setup. The strange shadows? They appear odd because of the uneven lunar terrain and the wide-angle camera lens used. No stars in the sky. That's normal. Camera exposures were set for the brightly lit moon surface, which made dim stars invisible in the photo. And then there's the mountain of direct evidence. 382 kilograms of moon rocks brought back, independently verified by scientists worldwide. Retroreflectors left on the lunar surface that still bounce laser beams back to Earth today. Tracking data from independent observatories, including in other countries, showing Apollo's journey to the moon and back. Not to mention, thousands of people worked on the Apollo program, keeping a secret that big would be nearly impossible. As NASA engineer Jerry C. Elliott once quipped, "You can't get 3 people in a room to keep a secret." Imagine 400,000. Why people still believe. The moon landing hoax endures because it scratches a deep human itch, the suspicion that we're being lied to by those in power. It also fits a pattern seen in many conspiracies. The belief that official stories are fake and hidden truths are the real ones. Pop culture keeps it alive too. From the X-Files to late-night talk shows, the idea that NASA might have staged history's greatest achievement has become a kind of cultural shorthand for skepticism. In some circles, it's even morphed into a meme, part joke, part genuine doubt. In recent years, online forums and social media have given the theory new life. Videos claiming to prove the hoax rack up millions of views. Some flat earthers and UFO enthusiasts now mix the moon hoax with other conspiracies,
Para seguir escuchando este audiolibro gratuitamente, haz clic en el enlace de la descripción y podrás escucharlo completo sin coste gracias a la prueba de 30 días de Audible.